Well, let me just try to explain something to you with regard to preserving evidence. Many times, people like me don't get the calls from people like you because, frankly, what you want to do is you want to see what kind of offer that the insurance company gets, and if you don't like it, and I can assure you, in almost every case, you won't like it, then at that stage is when you call me. The problem is if that phone call is weeks later, and unfortunately I have also had calls months, if not years later. It is so profoundly important to preserve evidence, and that would include things such as taking a proper witness statement, getting a signed affidavit while it's fresh in the witness's mind. Now, we want to do that sooner than later, because you have to understand that as soon as the insurance companies learn of this accident, that they're sending their investigator out to talk to this witness. And oftentimes, it's been my experience that this investigator for these large corporations ask leading questions to these witnesses, and then by the way they answer the questions, it allows them to build their case against you as to showing that you were somehow at fault. So what we want to do, ideally, as soon as possible, we want to preserve the evidence. We want to go to the accident scene ourselves while the evidence is still fresh, while there are still gouge marks in the asphalt, while there are fender parts, while there is evidence, while there are skid marks, while the telephone pole is still knocked down. Plus, if it happens to be a significant impact and the vehicles get totaled, then before the vehicles get totaled out, then I want to get a hold of that car's black box, because the computer black box within most newer cars and trucks will tell us exactly what happened in terms of your speed, etc., and so on. So even if someone basically makes up some evidence, if we have that objective evidence to prove your case to the contrary, that's all the better for us. And if it's bad news, we certainly want to know that too, sooner than later. So it's important that we statementize witnesses right away, not 1 week later, let alone 1 year later. We also want to make sure that we discuss the case with you, the injured person, and any of your witnesses before you talk to any insurance company. We want to get the vehicle. Also, if it's a catastrophic injury, we have to have that vehicle to even be able to determine if we have a product defect. If we have a defective car, and if that car was already scrapped, we have no case. So with time, if too much time goes by, witnesses go away. We want to get there while it's fresh in everyone's mind, because if indeed that wrongdoer that caused your crash was indeed drunk, and if we can determine that he went to this festival, or he went to that liquor store, or he went to that party, and someone served him alcohol knowing that he was already intoxicated, they have a problem. But all of that evidence dissipates, or it frankly goes away. So because of my police background, I've seen things firsthand. Because of my law background with regard to handling thousands of cases like this, I worry about evidence, because the burden of proof, my friends, is on you. If you can't prove your case, the defendant doesn't even have to say anything. They win. You have to show that it's more likely than not that the cause of this crash was someone other than yourself.